This is a poem about the coercion I feel people are having to face in order to have a life. It's called Holidays in the Sun. I spoke with an old friend yesterday. I've known them for a while. Convention and not really giving a damn were never quite their style. My friend was always a free spirit and a thinker. That always seemed to be their way. But what my friend told me chilled me to the bone, and this is what they had to say. My friend said, "I didn't want to have the vaccine, Chris. I didn't want to have it, but I did. I know that having it in order to have a life is an infringement on my human rights, but I want to do stuff with my kids." The kids agree with it, my friend said, and so I don't want to be the reason that we can't all do the stuff that's fun in life as we approach the summer season. As my friend spoke, I felt this anger start to rise because the incessant Project Fear that we've been fed had stolen the fire from their heart and eyes and made them easily led. My friend said they felt like they'd been bribed and blackmailed, like they'd been coerced gently at the point of a hidden knife in order to do the things that children want to do and in order to have a normal life. So I said to my friend, think of your children's futures. If you do this now in 20 years, what will they be forced to do? What blackmail, coercion, or maybe worse will they face in order to live the normal life that once belonged to you? They think that this now is normal. Teach them it isn't. They're young. Tell them your truth and keep that near. That the whole world's population is being treated like a guinea pig and are taking an unlicensed drug because of Project Fear. Because if you, me, we don't, in years to come when our children are treated like slaves in the Davos elite's fourth industrial revolution, they look back on us with broken hearts and think, why were our mums and our dads part of the problem, not our solution? They'll say, didn't we mean more to our parents than a holiday in Mallorca? Didn't we mean more to them than 2 weeks in the sun? Didn't they stop to think what would happen to us, their children, when this new normal had first begun? Didn't we mean more to them than a meal in the wacky warehouse? Didn't our freedoms and liberties mean more than a one-night stand or kiss? Didn't they stop to think about the oppression we'd be forced to live, just so that they could go for a fortnight on the piss? Did they care more about letting rip in Zante, posing around the pool in after-sun and hair extensions? Didn't they stop to think that we'd be picking up the tab for their complicity, as we and their grandchildren faced mandatory vaccination and forced detentions? Didn't we hold more of a place in their hearts than a night at the Showcase Cinema? Did they think less of us than Pizza Hut? Did the thought of Nando's force-fed peri-peri chicken occupy more of a place in their hearts and soul and gut? Didn't our futures even register as they all had their jabs in order for them to freely drink their beer, gin and wine? Did the subjugation that we now live each day not make them want to offer any sort of resistance in their minds? Didn't they stop and think about what would happen to us when they had their jab, just as they could go to a concert, match or fight? Were they lying when they told us that they loved us as they tucked us up at night? Did sitting in a Wetherspoons beer garden or going for a Sunday lunch mean more to them or carry more weight or pack more of a punch than us coming second or third to artificial intelligence, than us all being controlled, than us having our children forever tracked and traced, perhaps chipped, than us living in a world without a soul? They'll look at old photographs and say, didn't they want to be the guardians of not just our past and our present, but our future? They'll look at us and say, didn't you want to do what was right for us, not just the things to suit you? Couldn't you hear our silent screams as we put flowers upon your graves? Don't you know just how much we wish that you'd stood your ground for us, tall and proud and brave? We're your children, didn't you care enough? Could you now look us in the eye as you think of all your selfishness and watch the tears that we now cry, because you thought more of tattoos and body art, false nails, manicures, pedicures and fake tan than the fact that we, your children, never heard the bells of freedom chime nor felt the brotherhood of man? Did you think more of your own selfish pleasures than us, your children, all your sons and all your daughters? Did our futures and our freedoms mean so little to you and not as much as a fucking holiday in Mallorca?